Thank you so much, Prabhu and Mataji, for inviting me again, and it's a great privilege and a great honor to be here on 26th Second Avenue, which is the first Hare Krishna temple of our movement. And even though while you think that you are going there, itself give you a spiritual boost. What to speak about when you associate with the Vaishnavas who are there. Sir, if you don't mind, would you like to come ahead? That's it, or you're okay there?
I'm okay.
Okay, good, thank you.
Yeah. It's a little cozy today.
Yeah.
Maybe it will get a little less cozy as time progresses, but even so, the denizens of the higher planets are here to enjoy your glorification
Hare
of Lord
Krishna.
Krishna.
So thank you so much. So today we are reading this evening from chapter 6 entitled Dhyana Yoga, text number 11 and 12. So do we read Sanskrit together, or just I read by myself and then?
As you like, Prabhu. We do it both ways.
Okay.
Sometimes one, sometimes the other.
Okay, so I think we can do it once there by myself, and I think everyone has their own copy. Yeah. So
Yeah,
I'll
everyone's
read
got
translation. The Sanskrit words, translation and purport. Okay. Suchau desha patishthapya sthiram ashanam atmanaha natya uchiritam nati nicham chilajina kushottaram तत्रैकाग्रं मनः कृत्वा यथा चितेन्द्रिया क्रियाः upavishyasane yunjaya yogam atma vishuddhaye. Translation goes like that. To practice yoga, one should go to a secluded place and should lay kusa grass on the ground and then cover it with a deer skin and a soft cloth. The seat should be neither too high nor too low and should be situated in a sacred place. The yogi should sit on it very firmly and practice yoga to purify the heart by controlling his mind, senses and activities and fixing the mind on one point. Purport. Sacred place refers to places of pilgrimage. In India, the yogis, the transcendentalists or the devotees all leave home and reside in sacred places such as Prayaga, Mathura, Vrindavan, Rishikesh and Haridwar. In solitude practice yoga where the sacred rivers like the Yamuna and the Ganges flow. But often this is not possible, especially for Westerners. The so-called yoga societies in big cities may be successful in earning material benefit, but they are not at all suitable for the actual practice of yoga. One who is not self-controlled and whose mind is not undisturbed cannot practice meditation. Therefore, in the Brihadaranyaka Purana, it is said that in Kali Yuga, which is the present yuga or age, when people in general are short-lived, slow in spiritual realization, and always disturbed by various anxieties, the best means of spiritual realization is chanting the holy name of the Lord. Harir Nama, Harir Nama, Harir Nama eva kevalam, kalau nasteva, eva nasteva, eva nasteva, eva gatir anyatha. In this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, the only means of deliverance is the chanting the holy name of the Lord. There is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharne Nirvishesha Srinivadi Pashati Deshatarne Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadada Shivasadi Shri Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Thank you all for being here, and you took your precious time to come and give a focus on a spiritual practice here. We are reading from this ancient book called Bhagavad Gita, and in today's verse, if you have read or heard very carefully, the translation itself gives a very important information where and how the yoga must be practiced. Otherwise, if you see, now everyone more or less is famous with the term called yoga. Usually yoga, if they don't have much more deeper understanding, people usually take it as a gymnastic, as a kind of an exercise. Like ladies wear or gents wear yoga pants, yoga t-shirts, and they go to some yoga studio to practice for half an hour and get the sweat out or their calories burn, and they come out and they look themselves in the mirror how fit they have, or they check their calories burned, how much calorie they have burned. So this is not all about yoga, which actually means in the Vedic time. Yoga itself has a big word. It has different meaning, but for the same purpose. Yoga is mean reconnecting yourself with the Supreme Lord. And yoga also means they're surrendering to the instruction of the Supreme Lord. So wherever there is a term called yoga, there is a serious spiritual practices there. And the object of meditation is the Supreme Lord Himself. But if you see now, many yoga studios or a center or an organization, what they teach, they only teach a small little part of the yoga. That's called, some people call it as a name of Hatha Yoga, Patanjali Yoga, or Vinasaya Yoga, yeah, Vinyasa Yoga. So this is all related to the bodily exercise and movement, which is good. But that is the third step, that is the third limb. Or some people get into breathing exercises, controlling their breathing air, which is pranayama, that is the fourth limbs. But the first is also there, yama and niyama, which is what should be done and what should not be done. That part is completely missing. And this is chapter 6, Lord Krishna is giving information to Arjuna, or using him as an instrument and teaching the whole world what was actually the yoga means, how it should be practiced. First of all, Srila Prabhupada teaches that yoga should not be practiced in a very busy Western city or any city. The first place you have to choose to practice is secluded place. And you can see the cities such as this New York, where we are actually now, how busy and how rough and how noisy it is. So where is the question that your mind will not be disturbed? Okay, first place you need to be, put yourself in a secluded places. And people, they don't have much information. And when you go to secluded places, that means you have to give up your family affection, your jobs, your partners, your children, your wealth, your property, everything. Then there you go. Because once you go to the forest, there is no question of coming back without any self-realization. But when we go to yoga, we say, hey honey, I'll be back in half an hour. Just going for 1 hour or 2 hours yoga. So it is the question of coming back. Yoga means you are going for a self-realization and you don't come back until you achieve it. Okay, but here they just go and pay off some money and get their body trimmed, which is doctor is not able to do it. Get your breathing problem. If you have any physical problem or any limbs are not functioning, such as cholesterol, heart problem, kidney problem. So there are various yoga poses are there, postures are there, which is good. But what is the purpose of doing all those yoga bodily postures? Only for one purpose, to control your senses. If you have to perform Ashtanga yoga, Ashta means eight limbs of yoga. That means first step is you have to be self-controlled, or your senses has to be controlled, especially your mind, because yoga is all about the game of mind here. Because the mind asks you to do something else, and the Vedic scriptures, which is the instruction of the Lord, wants you to do something else. If you are not ready to surrender to the instruction of the Lord, so where is the question of your beginning of your yoga? There is no question about it. It used to be possible in previous ages, because when there was age, the duration of the life was so long. Prabhupada writes in the purport that in which age we are living now? Iron Age. Yeah, the age of Kali Yuga, which is full of hypocrisy, quarrel, okay, and people have short memories, people have short life. They don't have enough intelligence to understand, even though they sit in there after hearing or reading so many years, still where they are, they used to be 40 years back. So there is no change, no movement. So there is a constant trouble to the mind. So where is the question of you can put your one focus attention on the Supreme Lord? There's no point. People are really disturbed, not even when they are disturbed, when they are open eyes walking on the street. They are usually disturbed when they are sleeping. Have you ever found yourself that when you have a very bad day and that night when you try to sleep, you can't able to sleep, and even though if you sleep and next morning you feel yourself, oh, it's already 6 or 7 o'clock, and you feel yourself so distressed and so heavy in your mind that you haven't had a good sleep, because the mind is constantly bombarding and just disturbed with the negativity people around and they're taking with themselves. So as soon as you just come across with them, it affects you very heavily. So where's the question to practice this yoga? Because in previous ages, people have no so-called greediness to live artificial life. Nowadays, a lot we hear the word called organic. Yeah? Why there is a word called organic being introduced and is being put on every label, on every food or anything? Why? Because it was not there 20 years back, 15 years back. It was not there. If like farmers, those who are living either in America, Australia, Canada or India, when they go to the farm or they go to walking on the street, they just pluck out any kind of a fruit, mango, cherry or anything, and they never say, hey, look at that, I've got organic. There was no such thing, because people were living natural life. But why this term has been introduced? Because people are living not the real thing. And to eat organic, you have to pay more. So that means whatever they are eating, that's artificial or unreal juice. Okay, unreal food. Now go for the organic. This terms was never heard of, but now it has been there. Now people, they are moving towards organic lifestyle. So the real organic lifestyle is Krishna consciousness or Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is called organic lifestyle, which is naturally, this is the nature of a living entity, to live with it. When you live your organic life, then you can find the happiness there in your life. Otherwise so many things are there to make ourselves artificially smiled. We are all living in a digital world nowadays, because if people have to show their smile, they just put it on Facebook and Instagram or TikTok just to show how happy they are, only just for 30-second reel. And after 30 seconds, how about the rest of the hours? They are unhappy. They are not smiling. There is no even a natural smile on their face. Only when there is a time to take selfie or to go some party or somewhere where you need to do an artificial show off. Look, I'm so happy with my life. No, actually not. It is not possible, because everybody, if you are looking for, because organic things will make you nourished. Okay, it gives you nourishment, it gives you happiness, and on top of that, it satisfies you. Even if you take little, if you are eating this much of dry fruit, 1 pound, 2 pound, which is not real, does it will nourish you? Does it will satisfy you? Not at all. But if you take a handful of dry fruits which are really organic and natural, it will nourish you and it will satisfy you. And in this artificial life, if we live, even though 24 hours of our whole life, not enough. It's not satisfying us enough. That's why people are constantly changing their partners, their place of living, their jobs, their hobbies. Everything is being changed because they are not satisfied what they are doing it, because everything is not organic. It's not really real. That's why here Lord is explaining what is actually yoga means here. Okay, does it possible nowadays what Lord is saying here? Have a look in that translation. He's saying to Arjuna, first of all, you have to find a very secluded and peaceful place. Where is the peaceful place here? Even though if you go to Arizona forest in America, does it have any peaceful there? People are there with their dirt bikes, and their rough jeep and cars, just doing their trackings and dirt things. making noise and everything going on. And people are so fearful to go to forest alone. They go all up with their weapons. Machetes is there, guns are there, fire things are there just to protect themselves. But there is no question for a yoga practitioner when he or she goes to the forest to come along with this machete and guns and everything. They are fully surrendered to the Lord. And they don't take their yoga mats or their sleeping tents. What they take to sit a deer skin, a kusa grass. This is a very soft grass kind of that. You put a deer skin on it. If you try to kill a deer to get the skin off, then sure enough government will hang you up, because in many countries killing deer it's really illegal. You can't do it. On top of that, and it should be neither too hot or too high, not too low, should be situated in a sacred place. That is the position. And yogi should then sit on it very firmly and practice yoga to purify the heart by controlling his mind. The yoga purpose is to purify the heart. That's the one purpose. But how many of us have been to some yoga studio and our heart has been purified? Actually, our pocket has been purified. Just paying them off. It's not purified, it's been just empty. It's because we are paying them off. Somebody told me, I don't know how much true it is, when I was in Melbourne some years ago, and somebody told me there is one person in America, he has opened a studio, of yoga studio, to do it, and he was charging $25 per session. And he was saying what was he was doing when people were fed up with their work and they don't want to go home, because the life at home is also very hell with their partner. So what they want to do, they just want to come to the yoga studio and find a mat, yoga mat, go to the corner and sleep for 1 hour. And when they have a good night, because when you come to yoga studio, it's always very, very pleasing, dim light, a very soft sound music at the back. Okay, there is no one there to disturb, because specialist says keep your phone on silent, so there's nobody noisy. So they have a very good and sound sleep for an hour, and they're happy to pay for $25 for an hour for that sleep. And they say thank you so much, and his business is running like anything. People go home, really, I fresh so much. Why? Only just for have a good sleep people are paying so much dollar for it. They are not very happy at work. They are not happy in their private life or work life or any life. Somewhere they are finding a very secluded place to be, where they can spend time only with themselves. We are finding people to have friendship with each other, but how about your own self, which is a real purpose, self-realization? Try to know yourself first. Make friendship with yourself, then you're gonna make friendship with others. If you're not happy with yourself, how are you gonna make others happy with your association? The only process is there in this Kali Yuga is the process of the chanting of the mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The place we are sitting here right now, it is the first place where Srila Prabhupada opened the first temple. And the audience came, they were fully not really in a proper civilized way. They were like hippies and druggies, everything were there. But Srila Prabhupada helped them to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. It has been said in the scripture, this Hare Krishna Mahamantra is like a medicine. And medicine is so powerful, even the doctor knows what are the ingredients there in the medicine. Okay, and the patient doesn't know. But does it mean that medicine will not work for the patient and it will only work for the doctor? No, it will work for the both, because medicine has to do its job. And that's where the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is. No matter in which situation are you in. Okay, are you taking bath? Are you cutting some vegetables? You are traveling on a train or a bus, or you're walking on a street. You're doing anything, whatever you are, just keep chanting this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. This is so spiritual and so powerful. In a very short period of time, it will help you to realize actually who you are and who God is and what's your relationship is. That's where you come on the platform of yoga, reconnecting yourself, because the connection you have forgotten, and that can be only reconnected through a certain bona fide process. No doubt this meditation was there in bygone ages, but not there anymore. We know the 4 stages of our ages, yeah? Satya Yuga, okay, and Treta Yuga, and Dwapar Yuga, and this Kali Yuga there. So let's take an example. They are the 4 stages of cancer. Yeah, 4 stages of cancer. When a person is detected his cancer on a first stage, so the treatment and the medication is different. And when it reaches to the second stage, the medication and treatment is different. And third stage, different. Fourth stage is completely different. Even though it is the same disease, but it cannot be cured on a same level all the time. You need to change the medication as per the disease, as per the heaviness of the disease, how deeper it is going inside your life. People used to live in Satya Yuga 100,000 years. Can we imagine? I mean, our tiny brain of this Kali Yuga, this Iron Age, cannot even consume this knowledge that people used to live for 100,000 years. What to speak about the process they follow. And they used to practice for 60,000-70,000 years meditation. That was those age this meditation was allowed. And those days when they sit on one place, they don't move for years and years. 60,000 years. Like I'm just sitting here and so many movements I have done in 1 second, stretching my leg, my this, my gesture. No, when they sit with proper dhyana. That's why this chapter is called Dhyana Yoga. Like one pointed attention on the form of the Lord. You just completely stunned. You are not so fearless. I mean, you are completely fearless there. You have no fear where the tiger will come, where any wild animal will come, or where a snake will come to bite me. No, you are completely fearless when you practice. No fear of your hunger. But now we just make a plan. Honey, what we gonna eat this evening? Let's go and buy. We just keep making plan every 4 hours. What we gonna buy? What we gonna buy? What we gonna buy today, this afternoon, this evening, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, on the weekend. Everything is buying, eating food. Our whole life has been surrounded on just only eating. There was no question of eating those times, because people, they were so powerful in their practice that they can control through the mystic power. They can control the hunger, they can control the sleep, they can control the fatigue, and with their spiritual aura they can control the other ferocious animal. Those who want to eat them, they don't come around them, because the spiritual aura is so powerful. The animal gets fierce. Oh my God, who is this personality? And they go away. But as soon as we just hear any sound, any knock in the house, we just got scared and just hide inside the bedroom. Don't want to come out. That's our condition. So this is not possible in today's time, because as the day is progressing and progresses, it's becoming worse and worse and worse. And here Srila Prabhupada has quoted a shloka from Brihadaranyaka Purana, the Harer Nama Eva Kemlam. In the scripture, either in the Bible, the Quran or Gita or any Vedic, any holy scriptures, if any single word is being used as a guidance, it has so much importance. If it's been said only once, what to speak about if it has been said 3 times in a row? How powerful it is. Like mom, okay, mother, if she says to a child, my dear child, don't do it, okay, that's quite enough to say she mean to it, don't do it. But when she says, I'm saying, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, I mean, she's quite serious. If you do it, then you'll be finished. Okay? And similar way, in the scriptures is also saying, only the Lord's holy name, only the Lord's holy name, only the Lord's holy name. And top of that, there is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way. 3 times emphasizes what is the solution, and 3 times emphasizes what is not the solution. So if an intelligent person, what he or she does, doesn't waste the time to look for any other option, because there is no other option. Okay, if you see in Christianity, the priests, those who are serious practitioners, they do chant. It's called rosary. There is a bead in their hand, okay, and this is called rosary, and they chant all the time. The Islamic people, they also have beads in their hand, they also chant. And the Sanatani people, those who are Vedic, the follower of serious practitioners of Sanatan Dharma, they also chant the holy name. So the holy name is always been chanted, not only in this age, in all the ages, whether it's Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga or Dwapar Yuga. Because without the holy name, the result of yoga, it will not be fructified. Because the Lord's holy name will be there. If you have read the pastime of Dhruva Maharaj, he was practicing Ashtanga Yoga, yes, in Satya Yuga. But not he was just practicing Ashtanga Yoga. His Guru Maharaj, Shri Narad Muni, also gave him the mantra Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So that mantra was also there, the chanting of the holy name. The chanting of the holy name was also there to get the job done. Because without the holy name, there is no other way you can succeed in your spiritual life. Isn't it that so easy here? Without doing any physical hard work. Other processes of spiritual practice, it's been said, it is the effort, it is the efforts of the applicants. It is the effort of the applicant or the person who is practicing the yoga, which is your own personal endeavor is there. But in Bhakti Yoga process, you just have to desire. Everything will be done by the Supreme Lord. How easy it is. If you want to cook the recipe by yourself, so you have to go, you have to work, get the dollars, go to the whole food market, buy the food, come home, cut the vegetables, cook yourself, and wait for it and then eat it. Then you're gonna have something to eat. But if you just sit there and just desire, and suddenly it just appears, how wonderful it is. How wonderful it is. Only just by desiring, things are manifesting on the table for you to eat. That's what the Bhakti Yoga is. When you desire, then Lord Krishna, He is there right in the heart in the form of Paramatma. He provides you all the facilities where everything comes falling apart in your life. But you have to be intelligent enough to grab it and hold it and never leave it until you reach your supreme destination where He lives, back in Goloka Vrindavan. I think intelligent person will do that job, yeah? How long it takes? Not very much. It takes very less time. It takes very, very less time. In Satya Yuga, 60,000 years practice, and that is also not guarantee. If you do any mistakes, everything goes in the vain. Of course, not fully goes in the vain, but again you need to do it to there. But in Krishna consciousness, if anything, any mistake been done accidentally or not accidentally, then Krishna is there to forgive you at certain point. But He will help you because He knows you've been away from Him since the time immemorial. He knows a jiva has now turned his or her face towards me. So how hard will be for the jiva to come back, and how many obstacles will be there, because so many unwanted desires or habits are pulling the jiva down again. I mean, you can imagine a billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of years, a jiva is thinking, now I have to go back to my home. And all the friends are around that jiva, been associating with that jiva in the form of, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mad, matsara, which is like greediness, enviness, lusty desires, and many other things. They all are the very great friends of the jiva. They pull the jiva down again. How can you leave us? We've been friends. We've been associating with each other for so many billions of years. How can you forget us? And again he gets trapped back into the illusory energy of the Maya. So when a jiva falls down, then Lord helps the jiva. No problem, my son. Again get up. Because it's a race. Spiritual life is a race. And as a spirit soul, we are all on the race. And everybody is a winner. Let me tell you very frankly here. In the Bhagavad Gita says everybody is a winner. If you walk, on a race, it's only one winner. Okay, others are like that. But in the spiritual race, everybody is a winner. They are winner until they don't get off that race. If you are on the race, no matter if you reach today or this evening, tomorrow evening, next week, next month, next year, next lifetime, after lifetime, if you keep walking or keep running on this journey or on this race, then guarantee you will be a winner. That is the beauty of the spiritual race. So nobody is in any loss. If you haven't started your race, start now. What's the problem? But at least start the race. Don't get off the race. Okay? Any questions? I would like to stop here. I would like to hear from you. If you have anything, I would like to open up some more in there.
I have a question. Yes.
Yeah, please.
So the Paramatma, right? You said so it does two functions, right? It basically watches you all the time, and then it brings your karma into life, right? Those are the functions. Those are the basic functions, right? So when does it change to Krishna, right? Like you say, the Krishna appears when we start chanting the holy names, or
yeah.
That's what I was always wondering,
Yeah.
It's just basically.
Yeah. So it's a very beautiful question here. Then, see, Paramatma is there in every living entity's heart.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as the person starts chanting, because Paramatma is an incarnation or ansha of Krishna. Okay, when a person take up the bhakti, that Paramatma form changes and Krishna takes place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when a person comes to the platform of pure devotional service, then Radharani also appears along with Krishna.
Mm-hmm.
So their two personalities are sitting there in the heart, Radha and Krishna, and then you yourself as a spirit soul.
So before that, the Paramatma is not Krishna, or
Paramatma is a part of Krishna. It's an expansion of Krishna. Okay, he's noticing all your activities, whatever you are doing.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, he's not just only noticing, he's being as your good friend. He's guiding you not to do this also, or what to do, what not to do.
Mm-hmm.
But what we do, we don't listen to him, we listen to our mind. And when we do listen to our mind, then there is a problem. That's why, because we are not strong enough spiritually to hear the voice of Paramatma, which is also playing a role of a Chaitya Guru, okay? Then that Paramatma manifests himself as a spiritual master externally, so you can see him, you can listen to him. So that's where the spiritual master comes in our life. Okay, you are not strong enough to take help from me, no problem. Let me guide you in another way. Let me introduce you to my another manifestation who is in the form of a pure devotee, and he will guide you. Then we can see the person live, and then we can take the guidance from him or her. That's how the things works. So that means Paramatma is only in this material world. There is no Paramatma in the spiritual world.
Right, exactly.
Because Paramatma's duty is to guide the jiva from transferring from this material world to the spiritual world. That's only job, and there is only one feature, Bhagwan feature, which is Krishna. So you can be there always. Yeah, but once you get trained up to hear the voice of Krishna within your heart, then everything is okay. Until then, get trained up by external help. Like the Vaishnavas are there, other practitioners are there, book is there, temple is there, and if you have any issue, come and take the guidance from them. Yeah.
So then, what about like karma? That's what I was wondering, because I hear like different opinions, right? So the karma, right? It's something that you have, like let's say, like you have something in this life that you have to go through, right?
Yeah.
Like you were born and you have a karma.
Yeah.
Or is it prarabdha karma or is it?
It is a prarabdha karma, but the point is whether it's a karma of this lifetime or a previous lifetime. There is a very beautiful scripture called Brahma Samhita, and where Lord Brahma is saying, Karmani nirdhati kintu bhakti cha bhajam. That means as soon as you take up the bhakti process, bhakti burns out all your karma, whether it's a good karma or a bad karma. Srila Prabhupada, our founder Charya, he explains karma philosophy as a stool. He says whether it's a wet stool or a dry stool, stool is stool. If you have a good karma, still you have to come to this material world to burn it out. If you have bad karma, still you have to come to this material world to burn it out. So why to come back?
Right. Exactly.
So the bhakti is the process, is burn out everything, whether it's good or, because it's nullify your account and it helps you to go back to Godhead. So without any burden, you are going back. So no matter where you are, what you are doing in any situation, just take up this process very seriously and march on. Don't look back at what has happened to your previous life or this life. Don't worry about it. Do your best, leave the rest on Krishna to do his part. You'll be all right. Are you happy?
Yeah, definitely. So the karma, can karma change in this lifetime, or I mean, I understand that you burn it for the next lifetimes, right? But in this lifetime, like when you start, chanting the holy names, does it change for this lifetime or for the next?
It says in
karma is something that you have something that's already being for this lifetime, right?
So Srila Prabhupada says that when you are, have you seen the fan, moving ceiling fan? Prabhupada is saying the moving ceiling fan is like your karma, okay, moving around, and it will come as you have sown the seed. Okay, as soon as you take off the plug, okay, it's been stopped, but still it's moving on.
Right.
Okay, and the time you don't plug it in, it will be off within a short period of time. Okay, but again if you plug it in back, then again it will move fast. So the some people, when they take up the process of bhakti, and it depends how sincerely you do your bhakti, so you can burn out all your karma in this lifetime. But some people, they do practice for certain period of time, 5 years, 10 years, 1 month, 1 day, 10 days, something like that, and they go back to their bad habit. So that means they plug it out and they waited for 10 minutes or 1 day or 30 days and they plug it back in. So it was about to stop, boom, then again it started.
Right.
So that's what it is.
Right.
So please be mindful not to let your karma come. That's why bhakti is so powerful. In this lifetime and previous lifetime, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, it says a person, when he chants only once Hare Krishna, it says that billions and billions of lifetime karma has been just washed out. What to speak about this lifetime? But still, this body is also there to help to others, okay, for preaching. So you just use this body to elevate yourself, and you use this body to help others also. Yeah. So never take a U-turn, because U-turn is not really nice. Because we have already made so many U-turns in so many lifetimes.
There's a ticket for that, right?
Yeah, now you got the ticket, don't throw it away. Just get on the board. Any other questions? Yeah, please.
Prabhu, if you are chanting inattentively, will you still get benefit out of it?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. It says it will get, definitely you will get. Some people, let me give you an example. If a person is chanting attentively, okay, he may go this lifetime or next lifetime. Maybe he can make it happen in two lifetime or one lifetime. But he is inattentive. Then it may take him 30 years or 30 lifetime or 20 lifetime or 25 lifetime. It is just his period of going back to Godhead will be extended. That's the only thing. But why to extend? But why to extend? Because one point in our life, somewhere either in future lifetime, we have to come at the point where we have to chant the holy name attentively. Even though in a Bhagavatam it says, even the person jokes in joking way if he chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, or just abusing somebody chanting Hare Krishna, somehow or other a holy name comes from his tongue. He's purified. He's ready to go back to Godhead. But there is also some detailing is also there. Of course, the profit will be there. Why not? As I said, it just extend the period from 1 to 2 lifetime, maybe for 20 lifetime or 30 lifetime. Definitely it is there. Yeah. Yes, Prabhu.
Could you were talking about how the Lord in this, because you're comparing the different ages,
Yeah.
right? Satya Yuga, where people live longer, and the different type of yoga process to go to focus on God, and Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, and now today Kali Yuga, or as you call it, the Iron Age, or Age of Hypocrisy. So in this age, you were saying how Krishna makes the process. He forgives your mistakes, and that he helps us. So I was wondering if you could explain two things.
Yeah.
One, why, and two, like why now he's like doing like that with us, and two, how so?
Why in which sense? Why is not?
Why is Krishna choosing to today, in this Kali Yuga, to make the spiritual process, to be more forgiving, to make it easier, to be more encouraging, to make it faster? Why does Krishna choose to do that? And that's the main thing. But also perhaps you touch on, how Krishna implements that sort of process of making it easier and more forgiving.
Okay, let's see. He has already done it. As I said, in the previous ages, it was 100,000 years. He has already done in 100 years. What else we want? What is the ratio? What is the percentage from 100,000 years to 100 years? 1,000 discount. What a huge discount. What else we want? And even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu being more merciful, he has given 100% more discount. He said, you just come and sit along with my devotee only. I'll take you back to Godhead. The process is already very simple. Process is already super simple. Even in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the demigods, they are praying, oh my Lord, let us take birth in the age of Kali. Okay? The period is very short. It's super short. It's just blinking the eyes. It just goes away. Like we get the information, there are 8.4 million species of lives are there, yeah? And every life has got 100 years to live. But according to their standard of living. Okay, human has got 100 years, demigods has got their 100 years, and an ant has got 100 years, a cow has got 100 years. But according to our calculation, we say cow lives for 22 years. Okay, ant lives for how many? 90 days? 2 months, 3 months? That's all it lives. See, when an ant, have you seen an ant? Ant is always busy, okay, carrying the food into the hole. If you see her, okay, always busy taking a particle of sugar, always running and making their family eaten the sugar things, and she also enjoys the thing, okay, and she tries to make a big castle also. And as a human, we think, oh, she has only 2 to 3 months to live, and how full this ant is. Okay, she is spending so much life to build a big castle, get a car, get this and that. She's going to die in 2 months. And a similar way, demigods, when they see us, they also think, because our 6 months is equal to their 12 hours. Our 1 year is equal to their 24 hours. So for them, our life is for 3 months. So we are on to them. So when they see us, oh, such a foolish, Jiva. Look at that. He's got 2 to 3 months to live, and in 3 months just trying to make a, big castle, factories, warehouses, just want to wash off. So for them, somebody else is an aunt and we are aunt to somebody else. So life is already been very shortened. And that is also not 100 years fully. Maximum now 60, 70 is there. And on top of that, some 8 hours a day we go for sleep, 8, 9 hours, 10 hours we go to work. So how much time do we have left? How much do we want the discount? It's already been discounted. What is the standard of Lord? Satatam kirtayantoman means 24 hours chanting. And his pure devotees such as Srila Bhaktisanta Maharaj, which is Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, made it to 8 hours. Chant for 8 hours. And Srila Prabhupada reduced to 2 hours. How much do we want? I mean, some price we need to pay somewhere. Some price we need to pay somewhere. Otherwise, we will not value. If you give somebody free, they don't value it. If you even ask, at least give me few pennies, give me some couple of gold coins, give me something, then the person says, oh, I have paid for it. I have given my hardcore money to the person, so let me read what's in the book. But if you give something, a very valuable iPhone or a very expensive car, as a free, this person will just drive like anything and just break it down. But if he himself has bought a second-hand broken car, he will keep like as a brand new car because he has paid for it. So the some value has to be there. So that's why it's just a small value. 2 hours. 2 hours itself, I think Srila Prabhupada has done the maximum discount. I mean, this is nothing. This is, I would say, nothing. I mean, the Lord standard is 24 hours. Satatam kirtayantoman. And now Prabhupada has, I mean, what else we want, Like, and we have practically seen since 1966, the people who entered to this 26nd Avenue here, they followed exactly for 2 hours chanting, and they have really gone back to Godhead. They have really gone back to Godhead with those heavy discount. What to speak about if you chant 4 hours, 8 hours, and 16 and 24 hours? What will happen then? Only just by chanting 2 hours, people have gone back to Godhead. I have seen personally. We have heard also. So, I think it's a huge discount. And asking more, top of that, it will be something, Yeah, something in there. Anything else? Yeah, Prabhu, please. Sorry, I've got a bad cough for last 6-7 days, and just.
I heard from a devotee, Madhavinja Das, back in Michigan.
Yeah.
He said once that everyone that was alive during Mahaprabhu's time was liberated and went back to Godhead.
Yeah.
Everyone on earth.
Yeah.
I wasn't wondering if you've heard this before.
I've never heard this. Maybe it's somewhere in the scriptures, but if anyone can say anything on it,
It means like
it would
Christopher
be.
Columbus went back to Godhead.
Never heard, but it may be there, but I will not say yes or no on it. Yes, Prabhu, you want to add on it?
Well, in Chaitanya Charitamrita there is this pastime of Vasudeva Datta.
Vasudeva Datta?
He wants to liberate all living entities.
Yes.
And then Mahaprabhu is so much impressed by his pure devotion that he is saying, no need to take all the sins of all living entities. Your desire is enough. Already now, I'll liberate all the living entities in this universe. Just
Okay.
because you want it.
Okay, there you go. So the
But
proof
then-
is there.
Then I heard one guru, he said now there is like an internal dispute between the Vaishnavas. So some are saying that actually what happened then at that moment is all living entities got liberated and immediately the universe fell again with other living entities with material desires.
Yeah, because there are unlimited conditioned souls are there in so many unlimited planets.
But other
Yeah.
great Vaishnavas are saying that actually Mahaprabhu said this meaning because this movement is going on, through this movement the whole universe, all living entities gradually
Will be gradually liberated.
Gradually.
Yeah.
So you can take it both ways.
The first and third option make more sense than the second. But yeah.
Yeah, definitely. When it says ki, when you start chanting, then liberation is done. We were talking other day. That means not done in this lifetime. That means the door are open for you. Now you have to walk through. You have to make yourself liberated by following the process. It could be done this lifetime, next, or after next, and so it's up to the hand of the jiva, how the jiva take it seriously. Ultimately, they also have to chant. They also have to do their part, do seva, do chanting.
Actually, yeah, on that point, certainly, like we know that that reminds me of well, you hear how when a great devotee passes away, then multiple like numbers of generations of his family they get liberated. And my understanding of what that means, liberation, is consistent with what you just said. Meaning that they have the opportunity to take the process of Krishna consciousness.
Yes.
So that makes me I forget what the language is that Vasudev Datta. What was the language that Lord Chaitanya granted his request? Was it that everyone gets liberated, or that everyone goes back to Godhead? I don't remember. Do either of you remember?
So we need to check because it's not there in top of my mind yet.
Yeah.
So we need to check it out
As
later.
far as I remember, we can check it out.
Yeah.
But as far as I remember, he said more or less, "My dear Lord, let me take all the sins of all living entities and let them now, immediately, in this moment, just go back to the spiritual, go back to Krishna." But I can check.
It is possible.
Yeah.
It is possible.
Yeah.
Even though it says in Chaitanya Charitamrita, what to speak about the Lord's holy name, even somebody chants the holy name of his pure devotee, it has a similar effect. They can liberate the universe and universes, not just universes they can liberate. Like it's that's why it says if at the time of death, if a person is thinking about not the Lord, if thinking about their spiritual master, they will also attain the same destination, because where does the spiritual master lives? With Krishna. So he's going to the same place, Krishna. So it's as powerful. I mean, Lord can do anything. I mean, there's nothing impossible for him to do it. If he says, "If my devotee has said, let it be so." Boom, finish. So he can do that. Okay, anything else? Any thought, any reflections?
When you hear Srila Prabhupada in your headphones, right? It has effect, right? It has some effect, like.
Like you hear his chanting?
I mean, yeah, I was thinking, isn't it better to hear Srila Prabhupada than your own voice? I think thinking like, does it have any?
It's both has
like
effect.
cleansing?
Yeah, but Srila Prabhupada one time has said, somebody said, "Prabhupada, is that okay if I listen to your japa?" Prabhupada said, "It's good, but you can do your own work also, because
That's
you
what I
are
heard.
because you are also individual living entity, so you have to do your own part."
So it's really your voice also, right? It's not just, but it does have effect, right? When you
It does have
in a
effect.
subway,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. You can chant with some practitioners, like in our movement says ki, like if you don't have a good practice to chant Hare Krishna, you can turn on the tape of Srila Prabhupada and you can chant along with him, because in this way you will chant the whole Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Because sometime in the initial days of practice, some people they chant Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram, Hare Krishna Hare Ram, so they don't chant the full mantra. So it is a good practice to chant with the pure Vaishnava, with the pure devotee. But ultimately you need to do your part also, because Prabhupada has done his part and he has left on us to do our part also. So individually we all have to do our part also. Like here in materially, we go to job, we do eat, so we individually eat, even though we have a spouse. Okay, someone says, "Oh, I love my wife and I love my husband." So okay, that's okay, but still you go to shower, you change yourself, you eat yourself, but everything individual is there. So that as an individual person, individual spiritual practice is also recommended to do it.
But it does increase the effect, you know, when you hear.
It does increase. It
right.
it
when
does
you, when you chant
increase.
together with the
Yeah.
voice, right? Right.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, it does
That's what I heard,
increase. Yeah,
okay.
but you can do one thing. You can hear your 16 round first, like whatever rounds you do, 2, 5, 4, 10, 16, and then after that you can hear whole day. And I know there are many Srila Prabhupada disciples in the night, because they have been doing this practice for 50 years. When they go to sleep, they put on, there's a box called Chanting Prabhupada box. Okay, and they plug it in the wall, and Srila Prabhupada is chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare. So it's going on. So they put it in a very low voice, even though in a dream, when they wake up, they're going to toilet, still the Prabhupada voice is in their ear. So there is a practice to constantly be with the Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
I did a couple of times.
Yeah, it's a very nice
slow,
practice.
it's
But
not that fast.
yeah, but they also finish their promised 16 rounds personally on the japa. So that has to be there.
Right.
After that, you can hear 22 hours is yours. Put on. That's the very best thing to do it. I wish I could have done this, or I could have introduced in my practice. I've seen Mataji says I put it on Prabhupada lecture or Prabhupada japa in the night. At least if I am waking up to drink some water, even for that 5 seconds, I can hear, don't trust the mind. Don't trust the mind. Go back to Godhead. At least maybe that is enough for your dream. To go back. Oh no, I have to be serious. I have to be serious. So it's a very nice practice.
So you don't get any nightmares,
Of course.
Right.
Yes, Prabhu.
I'm just wondering what advice you would have for anyone that is living in a very materialistic place, such as New York City, or maybe even in a more rural area that struggles to not fall into certain vices and struggles that they have living on a daily basis. And what advice you would have for someone that continues to struggle to fall into these very materialistic habits, and also for someone that is trying to live a spiritual life? What advice would you have for these people aside from chanting?
It's not my advice, it's the advice of the scriptures, where Lord himself is saying association. Only with the association your whole life will be changed. Because when you associate with those people, those who are serious in their spiritual practice, they will exactly make you like them. That's the only way. Like Prabhupada, so many times his famous example is there. If you want to be a smoker, what are you going to do? Are you going to attend a university or a course? No, you just you go and be with those people, those who are smoking, and they will make you chain smoker. Or if you want to become a drunkard, then you just associate with that. Or if you want to become a spiritualist, just be with them. And you will see yourself a lot of change in your life. Because association has so much powerful. Why our mind is so materialistic? Because we are associating with materialistic people. And if you want to make our mind or our life spiritual, then associate with seriously spiritual practitioners. That's the only advice.